Hi, sorry we've not been uploading videos as regularly, but we kind of both lost our mojo a bit.
Yeah.
But we're back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be a bit of a theme over the next sort of few weeks with something that we both feel quite sort of strongly about.
Yeah, we wanted to speak about healthy eating. It's been in the news quite a lot recently about child obesity and just our thoughts and views on it really. So this is our ranty post.
Yeah, so like I personally think it's really important to not feed crap to your kids, basically.
Yeah.
Because I know that if I have a day where I eat like really rubbish food and loads of refined stuff and just things that aren't generally home cooked, then I don't feel great in myself.
No, you don't have energy as well.
No, so if you feed that to children, they probably don't feel great either.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not talking like going to the health food shop and spending a fortune. I'm just talking about eating normal meat and veg and fruit.
Yeah, definitely. Just getting we don't even get our 5 a day probably, but just trying to get somewhere near that. Drinking lots of water as well.
Yeah.
I really notice the difference when I carry a bottle of water around with me because I'm actually drinking more then.
And I think with drinks for the kids as well, I'm really strict. Like my boys have literally only had milk and water. Yeah. Maybe a tiny bit of diluted juice, but very, very rarely.
Yeah, definitely. I just think it's unnecessary as well because there's water's available. Then why put juice on when they've never known any different as well? So they're not going to ask for the juice.
No. So why create a pattern of behaviour?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not really anti-treats at all.
No.
But it's like everything in moderation, really.
Yeah, definitely. Like I think a wholesome meal is so much better than when we've had a full meal. Archie won't ask for anything after.
Yeah.
Whereas if he's had a few little bits here and there, or say if we've gone out for lunch or something like that, he's usually hungry again after. So it's like keeping him fuller for longer as well, and the energy too.
And I think like with the world of YouTube and everything, there are so many recipes online and like BBC Good Food. You don't have to spend a fortune on recipe books.
No, people share so many good recipes.
We've just been talking about a girl who's just written a book, but she's got a YouTube channel and she's called Deliciously Ed. And we'll just link her YouTube channel below.
Yeah, it's worth a look.
Also, eating healthy doesn't have to be boring and just about salads and boring vegetables. There's so many like yummy things you can make out of basic ingredients.
Definitely. Like one of her recipes that I really want to try for Archie was sweet potato brownies, which sounds so good.
Yeah, definitely.
Using really nice.
And sweet potatoes are a really good substitute for sort of like more like refined pastas and stuff. They're quite cheap, and literally, if you just bung them in the oven, they make a really good jacket potato alternative as well.
And I also, what me and Archie do quite a lot is I chop them up and just spray some fry light on them, and they're like wedges.
Yeah.
So it's like a alternative
and
chip.
that's a really good weaning recipe if you're doing more finger food with your babies as well, because they're really soft and they're quite like easy to pick up and they're really nutritious for them as well.
Yeah.
We've also been talking about how there's a bit of a perception that eating healthy is quite expensive.
Definitely. Like I'm a single mum to Archie, and money is tight. Money is definitely an object when it comes to shopping, and definitely food shopping as well, because I could literally go off the scale and go to like Waitrose and buy everything yummy, but I can't, so it's got to be a tight budget. And I also think like you really don't need to feed them so much crap on a small budget, because I think we spend around £90 on our about 4 weekly shop, and that gets all our meat and veg and usually fruit, and then apart from that I spend probably about £10 a week on other bits and bobs like milk and bread.
£90 a month for the two of you on your food. Yeah,
that's on our main food.
No, that's really good.
But it's just so cheap these days. Even like with Aldi and Lidl and stuff, you can get like a bag of parsnips for like 40p.
Yeah. And you were saying that you freeze quite a lot as well.
Yeah, definitely, because it makes it last a bit longer. Yeah, we buy quite a lot of things actually already frozen, but I've started to freeze the vegetables myself just because saves time and money.
I know this is slightly going off on a tangent, but we quite like having fresh herbs in our cooking. And I know that like constantly buying small packets of fresh herbs is really expensive. But what I do is I either sort of freeze a whole packet and then you can break it off, or I put them into little ice cube trays already chopped up. And that's, you know, that's so much cheaper and also not wasteful at all.
Definitely. I think like a lot of food waste goes to people's lack of knowledge as well. So like people don't know what they can freeze.
I guess I'm not really talking about going on a diet. Like I'd never say, you know, oh, don't feed your kids carbohydrates because
they need it as well for their development.
But just give them healthy carbohydrates.
Totally. Like we never even have chips in our freezer. I think like the one thing we have is chicken nuggets, and that's only because Archie absolutely loves them and I never let him have them. So, but I've been looking at doing my own cornflakes.
I was just going to say, not so much chicken nuggets, but we used to have fish fingers in the freezer, and so I decided to make my own fish goujons, and it was pretty cheap to be honest, because you can get some alternative white fish than cod that's pretty much exactly the same, and you can easily like whiz up your own breadcrumbs.
Or anything like cornflakes, anything that's in the cupboard.
That's kind of our rant. I think we're gonna try and film a load of sort of recipe videos and what we've been eating videos.
Do a little series on it.
So any comments, just let us know, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Bye.